our newest product to our red light infrared light therapy line called the Allevabody Fit Light Therapy Mat. I know that we have listened to a lot of you on Facebook asking if you are excited about learning about some of our newest upcoming products to our red light therapy, infrared light therapy line. And this is definitely one of our newest products. This is being launched on Amazon. And so you can go to Amazon today and buy this product for what is normal price $549.99. It is not available yet on our Life Pro website. So go directly to Amazon in order to capture this available to you at your doorstep. And we're going to take this opportunity to share with you all the wonderful features of what red light therapy can do, near infrared light therapy, and how you can access all these benefits from the convenience of your home without having to have a therapist or having to leave and going someplace else and paying big dollars in working in a clinic or in a spa or with your physician's office. Super excited. All of our products come with a limited lifetime warranty, so do make sure that you have access to your order number. Our customer service is at the absolute top of the industry. World-class service, again, lifetime warranty. So if you have any issues with your product working or the lights go out before they're supposed to go out, we give you 50,000 light therapy hours with these different forms of red light therapy technology. But if you happen to have any problems at home, make sure to reach out to our customer service, and we're happy to help you. You can do that via email. You can do that via text message through our chat line. You can also reach out to us through direct message through Messenger using Facebook or Instagram. And we have got customer service representatives available to you pretty much 7 days a week, most hours of the day. Getting started, this is one of those products that you're going to want to use our eye protection. If you're laying on the mat, especially face down, make sure that you're wearing your eye protection. We do include that. Is it going to cause you permanent damage? Not likely, but we still want to make sure that we're being mindful of how to take care of ourselves when we're using red light therapy and infrared light therapy at home. But again, this is very different from our other red light therapy mat in that it is double-sided. It is very heavy. It's got more lights on it than this one does. And it's made for a taller individual at a max height user. This specific model has got a max height user of 5'11". Okay, 5'11". But that doesn't mean if you're 6 foot tall that you can't use it. Why? Because it's just single-sided. That's what makes this one different from our original red light therapy blanket mat. Is that it comes in 2 different pieces. You can zip it together. You can use one side as is, one side as the other. But this one is just a single-sided mat. So even if you're over 6 foot tall, you can still lay on it and get the benefits of it, whether you're laying on your back or whether you're laying on your belly. So this is the packaging that it comes in directly to your doorstep. I don't know about you guys, but this would make an awesome, awesome package underneath of a Christmas tree. So again, if you happen to have any questions as we're going, we're going to try and keep things going. Thank you all for being here. Make sure that you keep a hold of your handy user manual. It does give you troubleshooting opportunities if you do happen to have issues with the mat not working. We have our troubleshooting guide here in the center page. You just flip it open. It is the dead center on page 15. We also have our quick setup start guide, which I'm going to take you through personally here. So if you are more of a visual learner versus reading, I'm going to take you through all the steps of how to get started from the convenience right out of the box. And mine is just right out of the box. So we're going to make sure easy setup guide right there for you, starting on pages 8. And again, if you have any trouble with confusion, understanding how to use the remote that comes with, it is a 4-button remote, pretty easy to navigate through. We're going to go through that again here in just a second. But we just want to make sure that you feel confident and feel safe and supported with our customer service team, as well as these special videos with our team that teaches you how to use and get the best out of your products. Now, a word of caution. If you are on antibiotics and if you have not tested your body to seeing how it's going to respond to red light therapy or infrared light therapy, if you're on an antibiotic that is light sensitive, and it will say it on the bottle most of the time, please make sure and do a skin test, which is actually featured in our user manual here. It talks about here at the first pages before you even get to the actual setup guide, there's your skin testing instructions, okay? And skin testing is really important because if you are on antibiotics, and if you do happen to have an open wound, a scratch, if you're diabetic and you have skin breakdown, red light therapy can actually aggravate that. It can actually cause microburns if you are light sensitive or on an antibiotic that makes you light sensitive. And again, you can find that information on your medication bottles. And if not, you can call your local pharmacist or you can talk to your physician and make sure that you're following those standards so that we don't run into any problems with light sensitivity reaction, okay? But want to make sure to throw that out there. Well, I also want to make sure that you all understand, getting on this mat for several hours a day does not make accelerated results. You can get too much red light therapy or infrared light therapy. So let's make sure that we're being mindful of not doing too much too fast. Our default settings are set up for 10 to 30 minutes. You can drop down to 1 minute if you want to go less than 10 minutes, but 10 to 30 minutes is our recommended starting dose of our light therapy, 2 to 3 times a week is a really good starting point for those of you who are beginners with using the light therapy technology in the convenience of your home. Again, this is residential grade. This is not going to be at the same level of your local spa that is spending tens of thousands of dollars on light therapy technology, but it is going to be effective. And we have heard this from so many of our consumers or customers. I personally have got the sauna and have all of the blankets that we use with my clients on a clinical medical basis, and we are seeing profound results very, very quickly. So if you do have an open wound, if you have scratches, you've got skin challenges going on, you are post-op or getting ready to go in for a surgery. But again, go back to those antibiotics and make sure that your antibiotics, if you're taking an antibiotic for being sick or having, a treatment done, that you are not taking one that is photosensitive. But the red light therapy is really powerful for all of those kind of applications. So just depending on what you're wanting to use it for, it can be used for joint pain. It can be used for muscle aches and pains, arthritis. You can use it for fine lines and wrinkles. You can use it for human performance if you're wanting to recover faster. It stimulates the regeneration of our natural stem cell production, but on a global basis, meaning the whole body, the cells overall just get better with time. And the way that our body functions from an immunity standpoint is all based on how healthy all of those cells are. And light therapy is known to replicate and optimize mitochondrial activity, which is the secret to how we age younger as the years roll forward. So there are a lot of different ways that you can use it. I'm going to start by plugging in. Now on this, I'm going to bring you a little bit closer so that you can see how all of these things come together. We have our adapter here at one end, and then it already comes adapter connected with the other parts. This part right here is going to go here on the end, in which you're going to find the adapter that matches up. Okay, so we got two different adapters here. What is going to be really important is you can see at the bottom there. Okay, you're going to see at the bottom there is a little notch right here at the bottom. You got to make sure that that fits in like a puzzle piece with the notch on the mat. Okay, and so the mat itself weighs about 6 pounds total, so it's not too heavy to lug around. And again, max user length is supposed to be about 5'11", but if you're 6 foot and you want to try and apply this mat, you're more than welcome to give it a try because it's just one-sided. You're not having to get inside of a blanket like a sleeping bag. But if you see on this end of the adapter, we have a little notch there on the end as well. And it just goes in like a puzzle piece, but you have to make sure that you're lining those up, line them up, and then there's a little adapter here that you screw towards until it locks in. And now everything is connected to the power source, which you'll plug into the wall wherever you're using your mat. So there's that. Pretty easy to getting started. So it's just a little twist to turn after you plug in the puzzle piece. And now we're plugging it into the adapter. And now we are ready for action. I'm going to bring you a little bit closer here so that you can see how well this works. So sorry if we're a little shaky. Brace yourself. There we go. All right. So now you get to see this really, really close in person. Okay, so we have our remote here. Okay. And we have already got power started. That power box is really heavy. It does come with a bag so that you can roll this up and tuck it in a bag and tag it along wherever you want to go. And again, it is a digital surface. So let me adjust my camera here. This is always the fun part, is trying to get everything close so that you can really see what's happening here, because it's too good to not have access on front, up and close person. There we go. Okay, so we've got our remote is on, okay? If you're powering off, this is your power button. So if we push that power button, this is our default setting, you're gonna see everything is glowing, okay? We're talking about 1,280 light chips, okay? And so right now, we've got no pulse, but this does have pulse technology. It also has, again, it has red light and it has near infrared light. So right now, you're seeing near infrared and red light all working at the same time. If we push it again, we've got it, everything is now turned off. And here's the challenging part. What some of you might mistaken as turned off is actually infrared light, because it's naked to the human eye. So again, it's going to be tricky in order to understand that. But once we turn it on, we also have our settings button here. When we push our settings button, now we're taken to a different screen. So we have our timer, which is where we're set up now, default time of 10 minutes. If we push our button here, whoops. If we push our button here, we can increase that time all the way to 30 minutes if we choose to. And if we press and hold the button, it'll move at a faster rate than if you have to tap it and click it each and every step of the way, okay? And again, we go all the way through, and you can go backwards if you need to go backwards so you don't have to start all the way over. Pretty handy. Now, if we push the button, the settings button up here top again, now we're talking about whether we want red light or near infrared light, okay? Right now, we've got both types of technology going on. So we're actually getting, these are 2-in-1 light therapy chips, which simply means if we're just using the red light application, which is going to be at 660 nanometers, you're getting 1,280 chips, okay? If we're using both infrared and red light, you're going to get double that dose. So you're going to have 2,560 light chips combined power with the simplicity of just the same chip, if that makes sense. So double your dose, okay? I'm going to step over here, grab myself this so we can get a little bit closer. Okay. When we have our settings button, again, we're going to go through here. So we've got time. We have talked about near infrared. If we push, right now we're on both. If we push the button once to the outside, you're going to see that it comes up as red. If we push it again, now we have that near infrared light, but it looks like it kicked off. It does not mean that your unit is defective. That means the near infrared light chips are actually working, okay? But you just can't see them because near infrared is naked to the human eye. And so if we push our settings button again, so now we're near infrared. If I push it again, now we have combined, okay? So we've got combined technology happening right now. If I push the settings button one more time, now we have the choice as to what level of intensity that we want. If we want 100%, we can choose to go 100% full on, or we can choose all the way down to, let's say we just want maybe to apply 75% of the intensity. So if I can actually drop this down, which means that the lights are going to be a little dimmer, okay? So we're at 75% intensity. So you have the choice of boosting intensity or decreasing intensity based on what your comfort zone is as to how much light effect you want. You can have a little dose of both, or you can have a max dose of both. It's up to you as to how much you want to experience the treatment and how well your body responds. So if you have a not so comfortable reaction, which is not very common to have an adverse reaction, but if you're not happy with how warm or how things feel, you can actually go to a different degree or percentage of intensity. And instead of pushing 5 levels of intensity, you can actually change by the percentage, which is quite handy. And so we're going to go back through our settings feature again. This time, we're talking about pulsing, okay? Pulsing means that the lights are going to pulse, okay? Anywhere from 1 to 1,000 pulses per second. So it's very, very fast. Like you can't even comprehend it, right? And so as we go through here, now we are pulsing. Right now, we're pulsing at 1 hertz of frequency. So 1 pulse per second. If I go, so this goes back to default to the main screen. So if you're wanting to change the pulsing to another level of frequency, so faster frequency, how many times it blinks in the same second, you're going to have to go through your settings buttons one more time. And there we are. And now we're going to increase our frequency. And so the higher we go, so right here we're at 20. Looks like we're at a little light show, a little light party. And then we can go, like I said, it goes pretty high. So if I press and hold the button, it's going to jump by 10 hertz at a time. And again, you're going to get to the point, it goes all the way up to 1,000, guys. It goes up to 1,000. So we're going to go, let me just take it up to about 500. And if we press and hold, it moves on its own, okay? And it moves at a faster rate than if you're trying to click and hold the button. But if you are real particular about what hertz you want of pulsing, you can change all that all on your own. Hang on one second here. It takes a little while to get real specific. But we're at 900 here. So I'm trying to get to 500 just to show you kind of the difference. And if we press and hold and then we click a little bit, it'll move along a little bit faster pace. Yeah. So depending on how much effort you want to put into getting the exact hertz that you want, does it really matter? That's up to you. Everybody's dose is a little different. So if you're mind strong on wanting a very specific dose based on your own research, there we are at 500 hertz. So it goes all the way to 1,000. It's happening so fast. You can't see the blinking, but there's a light show happening right now, okay? And we've got both combined near infrared light at 850 nanometers and red light therapy at 660 nanometers, okay? So set up for 10 minutes and everything's on. So that's how simple it is. If we push our on-off button, now we've turned the unit off. And again, this stays on unless you unplug it. It's got a default kickoff switch. So it will automatically kick itself off after a half an hour of being on. But it automatically goes back to this whether the lights are on or not. So when you have your machine plugged in to the wall, when you have the mat plugged in, make sure that you push the power button. And now we get both near infrared and red light combined. And again, if we're wanting to change, it comes back to, so I turned it off, it comes back to the last setting that you have. So you don't have to reset that setting every single time. Otherwise, that would be really challenging if you wanted a personal experience. So if you want it to go back to its original, let's do a test here. This is a good question. I'm going to unplug it, and we'll see if it resets everything all on its own. So just unplugged it. Okay, we're going to plug it back in. And you're going to see the little Light Pro comes back to. And guess what? Even when you unplug it from the wall, it still goes back to the last setting that you had. So if you're sharing this with other people, or if you're working with this in your own clinic, facility, whatever it is you want to do, we're going to have to make sure that you go back to resetting to your basic level if that's what you're wanting to do. And you can do that again through the settings button. So there's your timer. There's your mode. So we're in combined mode. So we're getting 2,560 60 lights of power because we're using a combined 2-in-1 type setup here. So if we go here, now we're going to switch through to our level. This is where you can change your level of intensity. So I'm going to go back down to, actually I'm going to go up to 100%. So if we click and hold, it'll take it all the way to 100% fast. If we don't want pulsed light technology, then we're going to click on this one more time, and we're going to drop it all the way down. Actually, let's go back here. This is where it gets tricky. So we're going to go pulsed. If we don't want a pulse, if we want it to be null, then we're going to push it all the way, button all the way backwards, and it will eventually reset to null, which means it's not pulsed at all. But again, you get to decide whether you want to have the pulse technology or not. Why is pulse technology powerful? Well, so null will show up. If you don't want pulsing, it'll say null, okay? And then we go back to settings, and now you're back to how you started. And again, we can go, time goes all the way up to 30 minutes. So pressing and holding goes a little faster. And there we are, 30 minutes. Okay, so this is set up for 30 minutes. If you want to go longer, you want to do 2 sessions a day, just don't do several doses. You need to make sure that you're leaving a good 3 to 4 hours in between doses or sessions of the light therapy blanket setting. So more, again, is not better. You have to let your body receive the technology, receive the energy, and give it time to correct. Because if you try and throw more at your cells, the cells can get a little confused as to what you're trying to do, and more is not always better. So do be careful not to go all in at the deep end of just taking the leap and just hoping that more is going to be better. It's not always better. Um, but I do definitely recommend using combined technology, using the near infrared, as well as the red light therapy, because you want to create a global total body response if you're wanting to optimize your quality of life going forward, and you're wanting to heal the body on a full level. If you're just wanting to lay on it because you're wanting to feel the warmth, you're wanting to experience it because of your skin, or you're wanting to just work on the superficial tissues, you can just do red light therapy if you want to. Red light therapy is known for pain relief, for fat loss. So yes, if you're wanting to trim down and you lay on the mat, yes, you can do 30 minutes on one side, flip on over and do 30 minutes on the other side. That you can do because you're going to give your body access. Whatever is in contact with the lights is what's going to experience the greatest amount of restoration. So if you're wanting a full body experience, you can do one side of your body and then repeat the session and do the other side of your body. But you're going to spend a lot of time on your mat if you're trying to do that multiple times a day. So let's just aim for once a day, just getting started on both sides, maybe 10, 15 minutes, and just relax into it. It should be a meditational experience. Play some calming music, do some breathing, do some visionary type work. But it is nice and warm. There is a plastic protector on here, so it's easy to wipe down. But again, remote, very, very easy to use. But when it comes to red light therapy, really good for fine lines, wrinkles, really good for superficial pain. So if you've got autoimmune disease and we're trying to make your cells and your mitochondria happy, that's the difference in responding to improving autoimmune disease and not, is inflammatory hormones. Red light therapy is really good, and research has shown that it does reduce inflammatory hormones in the human body systemically, because we have to access as many cells as possible and make those little mitochondria and the nucleus happy. That's where the energy is produced in the human body. So that's why red light therapy works for reducing fat mass, because we're taking energy from those inflamed cells and using it, which then allows the body to fix itself because it's not in a guarded state. And that's where the fat loss comes from. So a word of caution, if you're using this for fat loss, you do have to make sure that you're not just using red light and infrared light therapy for fat loss, but you're remaining active, that you're putting the right fuel in your system, that you're drinking clear fluids, water especially. 80% from your neck down is water, and 90% from your neck up is water. So if those cells become dehydrated, they're not going to function. That's when they start to mutate. So we want to make sure that we're drinking water, that we are giving our cells and our connective tissue, our fascia, a pampering a couple of days a week in whatever ways you want to. And then making sure that we are using other things in our life to improving our overall quality of life. We're getting, a minimum of 6 hours of sleep every night. We're making sure that we're closer to that 8 hours of sleep at night. We're in bed and asleep between the hours of 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. That's when the greatest release of human growth hormone, testosterone, and the healing hormones are released in the human body, is between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. So if you are wired with electronics, you're causing more inflammation through the hormone product system if you are up late and overstimulated. Red light therapy brings that down. Near infrared light therapy brings that down. Near infrared light therapy penetrates those wavelengths, penetrate at a much deeper level. So that's when we're targeting organ function, our deep tissues, the spine level. We're dealing with more bones, and systemically, fingertips to toe, every space in between, we're working more along the lines of global cellular health. So that's where the response is most noted. Okay. So again, the Allevabody Fit Light Therapy Mat is single-sided. We are looking at $549 on a regular price. That means when Amazon decides to run specials, or we're running our holiday specials, you're going to see a dip potentially in that pricing. But I will tell you, technology like this sells out very, very fast. So don't delay. If you're wanting to get family members the ultimate Christmas present because they want the next newest thing out on the market, red light therapy is where it's at. And if you've heard of grounding mats, this is not a grounding mat, but it does very much the same thing because all cells in the human body have a specific polarity, whether they're a positive charge or a negative charge. And red light and infrared light therapy has the ability to reduce inflammation and to neutralize the charges in the human body to be able to optimize how it heals. Everything happens on an electrical basis. Everything happens with hydration, and a lot of things happen with motion. So we have to stay moving as much as we can without doing too much. The size of the mat, we're talking 62 inches long, and from edge to edge, it's just shy of 24 inches. So it's 23.6 inches wide, edge to edge. Again, super easy to clean. Good to see you guys here. Thanks for being here. Super easy to clean. You can just wipe it down with a disinfectant wipe if you choose to, if you sweat on it. The other side is just the same material as what some of our other mats are made out of. It can pick up some extra lint, so do make sure if you have a lint roller or if you want to lay another mat underneath of it on your floor, or you can actually lay this on your bed. You'd be okay with this. It doesn't have the infrared coils that our red light therapy blankets and our sauna blankets have. These are just light chips. So, and again, they are 2-in-1. So you're seeing the light chips when they're at a red light therapy, which is what you're seeing now, you're getting 1,280 light chips. When we go to both having the red light therapy and the infrared light therapy, we're double dosing these chips. So you're getting at 850 nanometers power, 2,560 light chips, even though we're not seeing more light chips. We're double dosing the power. And again, frequency, if we're wanting to increase the intensity, when we're getting a pulse, excuse me, you can actually have control over what pulse frequency you want from 1% all the way up to 1,000. So 1 to 1,000 hertz of frequency, which is the pulse per second, is what that amounts to be. Okay, so when we are talking about all the great benefits of red light and infrared light therapy, how all this comes together, again, when you combine these with other products that LifePro offers, this is another question that has come up. And again, you can see that I'm not wearing light protection. When we are dealing with heavier duty bulbs like we have on our BioHeal, the BioHeal has really big round bulbs. Light protection or the torch, we want to make sure that we're wearing that. You can see that I'm staring here looking at it without eye protection on, and my eyes are not hurting. It's not bothering me right now. But if you have sensitive eyes, then make sure that you know that the light protection comes with. If you have epilepsy or you are prone to seizures, the pulse lights can trigger that response. So do be careful. This is a pulse light technology if you choose to activate the pulsing. If you choose that you don't want to have the pulsing, then the lights should be okay for the most part because you can dim down the intensity of the light and go 1% all the way up to 99%. So if you're somebody who is light sensitive from an epileptic or a seizure standpoint, you can dim these lights down and still experience the benefits of red light and near infrared light technology. But you can combine technologies. So if you're laying on your back on this mat, and let's say that you want to wear the red light therapy ball cap for hair loss, or you're wanting to wear the red light therapy face mask, or you're wanting to put a red light therapy belt on your shoulder or across your tummy at the same time that you're laying on this mat, yes, you sure can do that. So definitely take a look at some of the other products. We've got the Alleva Glow Pro glove. So this is a glove that's got red light therapy inside. We've got the red light therapy neck device, so you can wear this around your neck at the same time that you're on the Allevabody Fit. Here's a good one. This is my favorite product, one of them, the Oculax. It is an eye massager. And so you can lay on this, wear the eye massager, which pulses massage across the face. This does not have red light or infrared light therapy in it, but it is a facial eye massager. Amazing when you have illness or when you're congested. And then we've got the Alleva Red Pro Elite, the Mini, and the Macro. And you can use that in combination with the Allevabody Fit Light Therapy Mat. So it's not a bad thing to be able to combine all these technologies. Now, again, when we are done using it, we are going to power off, and then this disconnects from the wall unit. You can, again, you remove the puzzle piece. I like to call it the puzzle piece because it's just easy to understand, but those two ends come together in connection. And then if you choose to want to keep the remote separate, you can also go ahead and detach that from here so that you can, roll this up easier. I choose to leave it attached. So it's all kind of in one spot at the same time. But you can just lay it there and we can just log roll this, just like you see. And then here's the bag that it comes with. And then we're going to slide this like the log roll that it looks like. We can slide the bag over the top. And I'm showing that you can do this just by yourself. You don't have to have two people to do this, although it's always easier when you have two people. And there it is inside the bag. We've got the cables go inside the center, so that there's a little area right there in the center for everything to fit. We've got our wall unit. Just kind of wad that up. You can put it in a Ziploc bag if you want to keep it separate. Excuse me. Stick that inside the center. I like to keep all my parts all tucked in. And then last but not least, do not forget that owner manual. And then we've also got our eye protection. Okay, so stick that all in there, and you can take this with you. Take it with you to the gym. If you want to go to the gym and do a red light therapy session before you do yoga, or do yoga and then do light therapy, you can take it to work for midday break if you need to, because again, it just weighs right around 6 pounds, and it's just single-sided, super easy to use. The other red light therapy mat that we have that's double side, it's heavier, longer, more moving parts. So the simplicity of the Allevabody Fit is really quite nice. Makes a great gift and easy to transport. So if you are an athlete who is traveling on the road and you're wanting to do whatever kind of rejuvenation recovery that you can get, this is a great product to be able to tag along with if you're going to different places, and very easy just to carry along. Yes, you can carry this on an airplane if you choose to as your carry-on. You can pack it in a suitcase if you want to. Very easy to tag along. Okay, so again, 62 inches long, 23.5 inches wide. Max user height, according to our specifications, is 5'11". If you're over 6 foot tall, guess what? That just means you have to adjust because part of your body is not going to fit on the mat. Doesn't mean you can't use it though. But the mat is made for end-to-end, total body, 5'11". So I don't have that problem because I'm 5'4". So I won't ever have to worry about not having enough room. But again, it snaps together really quick. So again, I'm going to kind of take you through that so you can see how fast, less than 5 minutes, we can have this thing up and going. We've got connections going end to end, just like a puzzle piece. We screw that on, plug it in, and we have action. Should have action. There we go. Now we have action. So that was less than probably 2 minutes, I would say. And then again, we have our eye protection because we want to promote good safety protocols. And again, make sure and go back to the user manual. Check out troubleshooting, contraindications, skin testing, and just safety precautions, because we at LifePro are all about safety features first. Your safety is our top priority, and your customer service, our customer service to you, and making sure that you know you have a lifetime warranty, and we're going to take very good care of you. That's what we want here for all of you, because we love our products and we love being able to help you from the convenience of your home, knowing that the science and the evidence supports it, and that you get to be the youngest version of yourself possible as the years roll forward. So let's look forward to getting healthy, happy, younger together. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out with us at LifePro, and super excited to see what our red light therapy, infrared light therapy does to bring you joy. So if you haven't already joined our Facebook group, we have a VIP Facebook group that you have access to once you have your product. We introduce you into that group. There's over 40,000 people part of that group right now. We've also got YouTube followers. They tell their stories. They will share how their life is changing using some of these different products and how they're using it in application at home. Gives you an idea. Maybe it inspires you to want to try something different. If you don't feel safe trying something different, reach out to us and we're happy to help you. You can comment on our Facebook group. You can comment to us, sending us messages through direct message through Messenger and Instagram. And again, we have people checking those daily. And Joel and myself, Roseanne, Debbie, and our amazing Life Pro staff are here to bring out the best of you from the convenience of your home for next to nothing, just having the product. So I hope you have a great day, and thank you so much for your time and watching the new Allevabody Fit Light Therapy Mat, combined technology, near infrared at 850 nanometers, red light therapy at 660 nanometers, pulse light technology, 1 to 1000 hertz at an intensity of 1 to 99% for the whopping price, or the low price, we should say, of $549.99 on Amazon, unless they're running a special deal. So, and if you buy it on Amazon, yes, your lifetime warranty is still applicable. So just make sure you keep a copy of that order number so that when we ask that information, that we can provide you with a replacement product if needed, and make sure that you're getting the best of Life Pro. So thank you for watching, my friends. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I look forward to hearing how Life Pro is changing your life.